Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex. Now, a couple days ago, I made a video transcending Gambit and trying him out in World Boss, trying him out in Null, World Boss Legend, and I was not that impressed. However, since then, I have done a lot more practicing and playing with him to perfect his play style, and I've also upgraded his build quite a bit. Now, the one big piece missing still, because I was slow to buy an X-Gene sub, is the uniform. It's still legendary. I still need a few more days to get that boy to mythic, but when I do, I'll be getting like at least 1.5k energy attacks. It should be really good. We still have a CTP of energy. We still have the stage 10 power of Angry Hulk. As for the Uru, I've awakened or amplified all of the slots, and I've given him a bunch of dodge Uru. So he still only has one Odin's Blessing. It's a very inexpensive Uru build, but the stats now are looking quite nice. We're capped on crit damage and ignore defense, basically capped on cooldown as well. 50% crit rate, which is right where he needs to be when he gets that 25% buff to push him to 75%. And then we've got 57% dodge. That's really going to help out with his heal, and it's going to avoid some of the knockbacks and guard breaks from Null. But most importantly, the most important thing that I've done to improve Gambit is just play him better. I really think that Gambit is a difficult character to play at first, and then he becomes very easy. But initially, you have to have really fast fingers, and you have to stick to the rotation very closely. So we're going to jump into some Null content here. I was actually practicing this off stream, so I want to go as high as possible for Gambit off the rip. We're going to go stage 8, which is very, very high for me, considering I have no Pierce on my cards, no Mighty CTP or anything, and only one Odin's Blessing. We're actually going to be going with this team because Gambit has 40% ignore dodge, and then Valkyrie is going to give me another 30, so that's 70% ignore dodge, and then I'm going to get 20% from one striker. You actually don't need 100% ignore dodge for Gambit. He has so many hits that you probably want to get to about 80 to 90% ignore dodge. It's a weird number to get to. Sometimes you'll end up using his leadership, but in this case I don't have to, and I can get that 35 plus the 30 from Cyclops' passive. Kind of weird that they don't have a team up, to be honest. Like Gambit and Cyclops not having any kind of team up. He has a team up with basically every other, well, not every other X-Men, but a lot of them. But it is what it is. So these are the strikers we're going to use. This is a top-notch team effort. Let's see how Gambit does. All right, here we go. Right off the rip, you're going to do 6, 3, 5. Now, you can basically do it one of two ways. You can do 6, 3, 5, or you can do 3, 6, 5. But that's basically what you're going to do. And then when you don't have the awakening, you're going to do 3, 5. You can actually move away from his tentacles, from the tentacles, from the symbiote goo, instead of switching or getting hit by it or whatever, or trying to use the co-op skill. We're gonna get knocked back here, but it's okay. Oh, I missed the 3 there. Okay, bit of a misplay, but this is basically the rotation, and it seems really easy because I've been practicing. Oh, I've been practicing, but you have to have super duper fast fingers. And when I say super duper, I really do mean the most super and the most duper. So if you don't like this kind of playstyle, or if you're not very good at this kind of playstyle, then you're going to, I might not make it. You're gonna struggle with Gambit. We did make it, awesome. So I'm actually gonna wait here for the awakening skill. It's actually easier, I just realized, it's actually easier to cancel the awakening skill if you do 6, 3, 5. Because see, 3 creates those giant cards. They look beautiful, but they often trigger your proc. You don't want that. You don't want your proc to be triggered. Yeah, see, it just got triggered. You can tell when your proc accidentally gets triggered. You can tell when your energy proc accidentally gets triggered by 3, because instead of doing like 2 bars, he does like 1. You can see there. That's the right one. I'm gonna get stunned here for 3 seconds. Ooh, I got out of it. But there's a big delay at the beginning of 6, so it's the perfect time to cancel that into 3 and then cancel that into 5. So yeah, 6, 3, 5, and then when the 6 is not available, 3, 5. But you gotta cancel so quick. And the reason why you want to practice canceling quick is not just for this part of the fight, it's the next part of the fight. I'm gonna show you guys the most hilarious interaction in the Null fight that I've ever seen. This is what I love about Gambit. He always creates these new hilarious scenarios. So here's what you're going to do at the beginning of the fight. We're on target right now. We're maybe a little bit behind. you're going to do 3 cancel 5, but you're going to stand as close to null as possible because you don't want those cards taking a long time to animate away from null, right? You want to be as close as possible for that initial, you know, before he jumps, right? Before the takeoff. Now, here's what you're going to do. You're just going to kite. And then as soon as your skills are off, you're going to cancel them as fast as you can into 5. You're going to move away from him a little bit, and then you're going to keep running away. And this does not allow null to do his attacks because null follows a very strict pattern. Null, unlike Thanos and unlike the other world bosses, he has a set pattern of attacks that he has to do in a specific order. That's how they've organized this fight. Whereas Thanos and Proxima and whatever, they can do different things, right? Sometimes Proxima will do the spears a lot and give herself the frenzy buff and just make the fight super annoying. And other times you fight her and she just doesn't do that skill very often. Sometimes Ebony will do those purple meteors where he disappears into the iframe and the purple meteors follow you and they can kill you. Other times he just doesn't do that skill, right? So there's a bit of RNG involved and it can increase or decrease the difficulty, but it creates this you know, surprise. With null, there's no surprise. So you can abuse this you know, procedure, this lack of surprise that he has to go step 1, step 2, step 3. He can't do the spike attack until he does the triple slash 2 times. He's never going to do the triple slash. I'm not going to let him because I'm just going to keep running. Now, here's the thing. The 5th skill, you can do just 5. You can just do this, and this is the safest way to play it. But as you can see, this does less damage because you're not getting the attack buff from 3. So what you want to do is do 3, and then as soon as Gambit stops moving, you have to press 5 immediately. So it does take practice. I'm still practicing it myself. And it also does take it takes a lot of perfecting, but it takes a lot of good timing. But once you get it down, it feels so satisfying to just control the fight. Another tip I have for you, specifically with Gambit, is look at the placement of null. I know where the circle's going to be, because again, the fight is procedural. It's always in the same place. So he's going to pull that circle down pretty close to where he is. You know what that lets me do? That lets me safely cancel 6, 3, 5 and do another proc while he is doing this attack. So I can get in even more damage. Now, it just so happens that because of the cooldown and stuff like that, I won't actually be able to do that, and I'm actually going to get snared by these tornadoes, so it's a bit of a bummer. But otherwise, you can set him up so that he's pretty close, and you can actually pull that off. So this is basically all you're going to do here, and this is going to basically give you not only the super safe way to deal like 2 bars of damage or more, but it's going to give you a completely unique experience. So you just have to practice doing 3, and then as soon as Gambit stops, because basically you're out of the range of his 3rd skill, of Gambit's 3rd skill, but as soon as he stops, it means you're in range. As soon as he stops, you press 3, or you press 5, excuse me, you cancel 3, and then he pops this off. We're gonna pop off all of these skills here, and I believe, yeah, this is gonna push us to the dragon phase. Excellent. We're gonna be able to get off, we're gonna be able to squeeze off one more rotation, and we're pretty much in range. We're pretty much on time here. Now, full disclosure, I am going to use Valkyrie. Oops. Oh, no. Okay, I made a mistake. I didn't switch to Valkyrie fast enough. But we are going to use Valkyrie here. Yeah, this is annoying. Gambit's going to get hit. We're going to use the Awakening. Do a bunch of damage. Cool. You can actually get another skill off. Look at that. I love Gambit. He's so much fun to play. You can actually get another round of attacks off while he's doing these skills because you can move. It's so satisfying. There's so many ways to just optimize your damage here. We're going to do 6 here with Valkyrie here. We do have a CTP of Rage. We are cheating a little bit. Gambit does need a little bit of help at this part of the fight. It's not a metric ton of help, but he does need some help. I'm going to switch over to Gambit. Okay. And then you just got to get enough attacks in. This is going to be a bit tense. We might be a little bit tight for time. We might actually lose. Oh, you know what? It looks like we are going to lose. Yeah, damn. We lost. It's really close. He can absolutely do it. I'll leave this in the video because it doesn't really matter. Like, we basically needed to finish the fight like 5 seconds. We basically needed to get to this stage of the fight 5 seconds sooner. So I think if I hadn't goofed up with switching to Valkyrie and I hadn't let the dragon move, I was sort of distracted talking to you guys, I think if I hadn't done that, then we would have been fine. But yeah, he can obviously do stage 8, but there's more. There's even more fun that you can have. So that was really fun. Obviously, doing the kiting is hilarious with Null, and basically Gambit's the only character that can do that in the game. So you have a completely unique experience with Gambit specifically against Null, and he just marches towards you. You turn Null into like this weird stalker where he's just like, you know, he's chasing you down. It's sort of like Mr. X in Resident Evil, and he just keeps following you, and you're just like, nah, bro, I'm just gonna keep going that way and throwing cards at you. It's all good. And then you throw that last card at the end of the 5th skill, and he gets it like lodged in his chest or lodged in his pants of darkness. But there's more. So we're gonna drop it down to a stage 5. Okay, I wanted to play a stage that didn't have the tornadoes because they're super annoying. And instead here, instead of using Valkyrie, actually, you know what? Okay, yeah, instead of using Valkyrie, we're going to use Mystique for the support, and then we're going to use Bullseye. Now, Bullseye is going to provide 2 bonuses here. Now, I'm not saying you should go and transcend Bullseye specifically for Gambit, but if you were thinking about transcending Bullseye and you love Gambit, Bullseye is an amazing partner for Gambit. Not only is Bullseye actually really good for Null, he's actually an underrated character, but he serves 2 synergistic purposes for Gambit. He gives you an all-attack HP buff, which is, like, amazing. And then on top of that, look at that. The team-up skill is Gambit's 5th skill. So you can cash in an extra 5th skill every 30 seconds with that co-op instead of doing whatever I was doing with Gambit before, which was the 4th skill. So check this out now. We've got 50% ignore dodge from the leadership on top of the 40% or 39% that he has from the details page from his build. So I can actually ditch this striker and now go with a full squad of damage increase characters, because we've got 90% or 89% ignore dodge. Now let's see how much fun this is. And the other really fun thing about this is you have 3 transcended characters, which means you can do the sort of triple carousel. Look at this juicy damage. We're going to use the 5th skill and get another pop off. Look at that. Look at this. Look at that damage! Woo! Almost 9 bars in 15 seconds. How crazy is that? So good. The synergy is real. I'm not gonna switch yet to oh, we got knocked back into the, okay. We're gonna take another hit, yeah, okay. I'm gonna take another hit here, it's okay. We're gonna pop this off, yes. Gorgeous damage. Pop the awakening. Squeeze in another half bar's worth of damage. Oh, okay, true. We didn't back up fast enough. Okay, that's kind of bad. All right, I'm getting a bit too. I'm feeling myself a little bit too much here with this thing. So we're gonna switch over here to him. We're gonna do 3, cancel 4, cancel 6. I'm not that good at using Bullseye. I haven't practiced nearly as much as I have with Gambit, so apologies to all you Bullseye fans out there if I'm not doing him justice. But yeah, you can see he's not bad at all, right? Bars and bars and bars worth of damage. We go back here to Gambit. Bada bing, bada boom. Look how much fun this is, man. A minute 20 second, a minute 20 seconds, you're switching, you're doing all this fun stuff. This is a really funny combo. It's a really fun combo using Gambit and Bullseye, and I really enjoy it as well because look at that damage. Because look at this. I'm just gonna back up. Just gonna back away from you, and we're gonna begin this carousel of nightmares for you, Mr. Null. And you basically have nothing to say here. You just gotta have really fast fingers. Giggity. Ladies, you know the procedures. I haven't watched a actually I watched one recently. It was the Samsung 5G, the S21 Pro or something. Real review. It was like an hour and 20 minutes. But yeah, I haven't seen what's his name again? Oh, I didn't press 3. Okay, I'm getting too distracted trying to remember these other YouTubers' names. But yeah, this is just, there's so much fun here. Rather than just having him guard break you, it's just so annoying. And just being able to dictate what Null does and doesn't do is just so amusing to me. There we go. But yeah, I think 6-3-5 helps me so much more, and it's so much easier to pull off than 3-6-5. 3-6-5 is good because your finger moves over, right? With 6-3-5, you have to move your finger twice, right? Because you're going from 6 over to 3 and then back to, you know, you're kind of doing like a zigzag pattern. But the advantage of doing that is the 6 basically has no attacks at the beginning. There's like this wind up. sort of like a lot of the other awakening skills recently with the wind-up. So because of the wind-up, you can safely cancel into 3 and then into 5 without worrying about triggering your proc. Whereas 3, 6, 5, you absolutely do worry about triggering your proc. I'm going to switch here to Bullseye. So fun. I'm not even using Bullseye that much. I honestly could use Bullseye a lot more. Oh, I didn't press, my bad. I'm misplaying a little bit. So with this team can go way higher than stage 5. You know what? This team might be better for stage I did 6 first because I didn't want to get guard broken. Wow, he has so much damage. Dang. This team, you know what I just thought of? This team might be better for stage 9 because you can cycle through the damage. Toasted. Absolutely toasted. Okay, we got the victory screen there, boys. So we got it. He can absolutely listen, or not stage 9, stage 8. I absolutely guarantee you that I did stage 8. I did it on my couch with Valkyrie and Cyclops, but it's hard. It's definitely hard, and it's basically the highest that Gambit can go with my build without Pierce on your cards. If you got Pierce on your cards, I'm sure Gambit can go way higher than stage 9, especially because Pierce and chain hit damage have so much synergy, and Gambit has so much chain hit damage now, right? He's got 30%, 20% chain hit, so 50% with my obelisk. And then I believe, does he have more here? No, but still 50% chain hit is juicy. And then if you wanted to give him a reforged energy, there's the reforged energy where it builds up as you walk around. I honestly think that's actually good for Gambit. Some people were saying it's not good for Gambit, but basically that's exactly what you do after 3 cancel 5 anyways. So you could do 3 cancel 5 proc and then run in a circle, like run in circles and charge up your beatdown and then just do it again. And that would have the added benefit of giving you guard break immunity, which would then make you not get interrupted like I did a few times from Null's knockback skills. So let me know what you think of Gambit. I've definitely changed my opinion on him. I still think he is a character that needs a specific build and a specific playstyle. And if you don't like that, or you don't have like pretty fast fingers, similar to like Doctor Strange, if you don't have fast fingers, then you might find it difficult to play Gambit, because you definitely want to do that 3 cancel 5, right? For that, 10 seconds of all attack. However, there is one thing you can do, okay? If you're struggling with this rotation, what you can do, you will lose damage on the very first rotation, but that's okay. What you can do is you can do 6 cancel 5 for the very first proc, and then you'll proc your CTP of energy, and then you would do 3 cancel 4. And that way you're staggering the buff and your 5th skill. And then, your proc is ready again, so you do 5, you proc, and then when 5 would be done, you would do 3 cancel 4. Because it's a 10-second buff, it's going to be up, for your next 5th skill. The disadvantage of that is you're not stacking the chain hit damage from the 3 cancel 5. The advantage is that you're not going to trigger your proc early. So for those of you out there who are really trying to make it work with Gambit but just aren't fast enough finger-wise, or your phone is not fast enough or whatever, you can try that alternate rotation, which will give you basically 99.5% of the same results besides the first rotation. The only time where you're going to run into problems doing that alternate rotation is if you want to do that null kiting, because for the null kiting, you can't do 3 after 5 because then null will hit you, right? The whole point of doing 3 cancel 5 with null is that as soon as you do 5, you're in an iframe, so he stops moving because he loses targeting on you. But if you just did 3 and then tried to run away, you would get too close when you throw the card with 3, and then he would move towards you and start the slash animation. And if he triggers the slash animation twice, then after that, he will do his roar and he'll start doing that spiky thing, and then you start to lose more and more time. So yeah, hopefully that's been helpful. I have a new appreciation for Gambit, which I'm actually really happy for. I want every character in this game to be useful, and I want to be able to play every character in this game, to the fullest extent, or to their near full potential. So I'm really happy that I was able to figure out Gambit and get a lot more use out of him. And I can't wait to see how he performs in the future when I can bulk up my cards even more. So yeah, my cards, his cards, you know how it goes. We finally got a good Gambit analogy. Sweet. All right, I'm corny, I know. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.